Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Iron Port, the program that has been designed to bring Ghana's port and maritime industry closer to you. It is brought to you by the Ghana Revenue Authority, Goyle Company Limited, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link and the Meridian Port Services Limited. The program is powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, and our media partner is the Business and Financial Times. Viewers, this week we are going to bring you a number of key developments, so stay tuned. We will begin with a press conference that was held by the Importers and Exporters Association Ghana, where they assessed the performance of the integrated customs management system, which is being used at the ports as well as the various entry points of the country. The following story will tell us more.
The Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana has lauded the Integrated Customs Management System (ICOMs) being operated at the ports and various entry and exit points of the country. The ICOMs was introduced 2 years ago by the government of Ghana with the aim of coordinating all activities in respect of cross-border trade on one platform to reduce time and cost in clearing and exporting goods from Ghana, which now allows for the creation of unique consignment reference on the same platform without the need to switch between different systems. Addressing the press conference to assess the system, a board member of the association, Jacob Ajiman, said ICOMs has brought a lot of improvement in the clearance chain.
But with the ICOMs, it has brought about easy navigation on the platform. That is to say, with the previous system, entries were done on various platforms. However, the ICOMs has been able to synchronize all these platforms, and by this has greatly improved trade.
He said with the help of the ICOMs, there has been an automatic update of exchange rates without a trader having to do a post-entry.
But with the ICOMs, there's no need for a post-entry. So there's automatic adjustment, there's automatic update of the exchange rate. So the moment it is the following week, the exchange rate is done, you just print your tax bill or you just access your tax bill, and then you go and pay without effecting a post-entry. And for us as practitioners and stakeholders, it's a major improvement.
The Executive Secretary of the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, Samson Asaki, corroborated the assertions, adding that trade facilitation at the ports have improved drastically. The association, however, enumerated some challenges and called on ICOMs to help address same.
One major challenge is customer service. ICOMs has a challenge compared to the previous system when it comes to customer service. Stakeholders can attest that with the previous system, they were giving utmost attention, follow-ups on their challenges or problems, because this is an IT-based facility, so definitely there will be some challenges. Now, with ICOMs, it can really be said that ICOMs can do that. Even in some cases, it can be seen that stakeholders are being done a favor.
We are saying that immediately they introduce a new module, they should have a way to communicate to us so that we can also inform the general public. Just like we are chatting, we are having a communication with you today. We are educating the people, isn't it? That is my way.
So in the aftermath of the assessment, we had the opportunity to get a reaction from the Director of Operations at Ghana Link. Take a listen.
We have provided a direct client support services through various help desks at all the major customs offices across the country. Our help desks are both walk-in and call-in offices. Indeed, in Tema, we have a complete office in the Adnan Heights in Community 1, and it is opposite the transit yard near the Gassen roundabout. It's manned by very well-trained operations and technical staff, and they receive clients on a daily basis who have one issue or the other and provide assistance to them. We go beyond that to also provide help desks at very key operational sites, including the MPS, where because they run 24/7 service, our help desk officers run 24/7 shift. We have officers at the Golden Jubilee Terminal, at the Safe Bond Terminal, at Sheten, at the TBT, at the Tema Long Room, at the Transit Yard, and many other sites in Tema. They are also very well trained, and they provide direct assistance to all stakeholders including customs officers. Our Ghana Link personnel would always go the extra mile to assist any client who call our call center or visit any of our help desks for assistance. The accusation of we not being responsive, it comes at a huge surprise to us, because these offices are monitored for quality assurance purposes, and continuous training programs are offered to these officers. So in our estimation, this is quite a strange accusation.
Away from that, we had a detailed conversation with AfCFTA expert Louis Yao Afo on the state of AfCFTA at this point, the challenges and new developments pertaining to the AfCFTA. Upcoming are highlights of that particular discussion. Take a listen.
Trading technically has not started because you have to still finish the rules of origin. But my understanding is that very soon they will go with what is ready. And that is key. Secondly, to progress so far, I think that there is a very good news for the agribusiness sector, because AfCFTA Secretariat has been able to secure a kind of partnership with the Afrexim Bank of about $2 billion together with World Food Program to support the agribusiness and also to support commodity trading and startups in commodity trading. The last time, remember, I said the commodity trading, this is focused on agricultural products. Commodity trading is one of the best routes of becoming wealthy because you look at vast volumes. So it is a good initiative, it's a good approach that AfCFTA Secretariat has done. Another good news is that this year they are focusing on about 5 very critical areas: agribusiness, pharmaceuticals, automobile, or the automotive industry. They're also looking at a very key one, ICT, and then transport and logistics.
What are some of these challenges you have identified, and how far have we come in our quest to resolve them?
Well, to me, from where I said, one of the critical challenges, I think, is that we should start with the 87.13% rules of origin. We should start trading.
Okay.
Another critical one is that the customs management.
Okay, you said 87.13. Yeah,
13, yes.
Yeah, sure. Great. Okay.
Customs management and cooperation. Because we are not a custom union yet.
So your point is that we should not wait
We should
to
commence.
get
We should
100%.
start. Yes, we should start. Those who are ready. After all, Rome was not built in a day.
Absolutely.
We should start from some, because people, you see, when people have anticipations, and then at a certain point of time, the expectations are not met, the momentum begins to dwindle. And I feel that but this year, if we don't start trading, a lot of people will begin to start waning their interest after exactly. So that shouldn't be. Then I think one of the challenges, as I was mentioning, has to do with the legislative instruments among state parties. They should enforce. Some don't have the legislative instruments really ready to really enforce this custom cooperation and procedures within their ports.
Right.
And that is very important. Yes, they will say that we have agreed. Yes, let the goods come by. If you go down, you realize that nothing shows in terms of legislation that they are ready. And you don't do things by oral. They have to have the laws. A critical example is that you go to some countries and it's like they feel that after it's a Ghana affair. Because you go to them and then you realize that there is nothing that shows that even a certificate of origin system is and that is also, to me, that is one of the biggest challenges. And then if you ask me, the third one, I would say that by this time, the private sector should have really embraced this free trade and not look at it as if it's one passing event. It's a continuous process, especially the financial sector. I want to see more robust participation of the financial sector, because they are part of the agreement as well. And for them, they are not in the good side. They are in trading services. They can start doing something. But sometimes it's like the financial services are standing aloof or alone, like they are on an island.
On their own,
and then they don't know that they're part of it. Finally, another group that is also important is the media, the fourth estate. Thank God some of you are doing very well, but the media should be taken to look at it holistically. It's not just about programs.
Right.
The media is also part in the delivery of this whole agreement.
All right, so you mentioned the protocol on women and youth in trade. Now, I just want to find out from you what opportunities lies in the continental trade for the youth and whether they are even aware of these opportunities.
If you look at the continental free trade, now if the protocol in women and youth in trade is done, one of the things we are going to see is that a lot of African trade is in informal sector. Women are also, about 70% are also in the informal sector. So there will be the formalization of the informal to formal. Then again, women are also engaged in a lot of cross-border trade. It's also going to be really harmonized. As for the youth, one of the important things that is going to be in for them, I mean, from where I sit, if I should think, is that governments and private sector must drive the benefits for the youth. We have always stayed and expected most government and public when it comes to youth policies. No. We are saying that the private sector is the engine of growth. We need to, the private sector should set policies and structure so that it will become a system where the youth can really play in and benefit.
Now let us hear a couple of your comments on the subject that was just discussed. This comes from Ohima in Tema. She says, kindly ask Mr. Afo what needs to be in place to signal the beginning of trading. And on a scale from 1 to 10, how are we ready for after? Hello Ohima. Mr. Afo says he rates readiness at 7.5 out of 10. And also, the rules of origin are required for the smooth start of after. Nanajiman is my name. Honestly, ICUMS is the best. But I have a small challenge, which is that the system was established to make port operations and clearance easy and faster. But then a whole lot of stakeholders have joined it, making it inefficient. The annoying aspect is when your container or cargo is released by an examination and the preventive section, only for your driver to call and tell you that your container number is placed at the gate, not to be allowed to exit without any reason. At the end, someone will just take a bribe before allowing it to exit. It's a bit boring, sir. Thank you. Hi, Nanajiman. The following response comes from Raymond Azaglo, the Director of Operations at Ghana Link. He says, this is more of a human challenge. The key stakeholders he mentioned are mostly the regulatory agencies, that is, FDA, GSA, Customs Chemist, Energy Commission, etc. And they play very key roles on the system. Any challenge with withholding of container at the gate is a human one. There should be indication available to you on the system to show you cannot exit the port unless there is intelligence available to the security agencies. So those were bits on the press conference held on the Integrated Customs Management System, as well as an analysis of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. Iron Port is going to return with more exciting news. Stay tuned.
Every now and again, GOIL makes good things happen. This time, GOIL has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. GOIL Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. GOIL Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. GOIL Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with GOIL Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. GOIL has that sorted. GOIL, good energy.
Electricity, pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse, and my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance motor policy. Currently, my goods are on the IC covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance.
Oh, Ajima,
tell him more.
As a road contractor, I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Thanks for staying. Coming up are some local stories from the Port and Maritime Industry of Ghana.
The Vice President, Dr. CHAIN.BAWUMIA, has cut the sword for work to begin on the construction of the first inland marine port in the northern parts of Ghana and an accompanying industrial park at Debre in the Savannah region. The multimodal transport corridor, known as the TRANS-VOLTA logistics corridor, is being undertaken by LMI Holdings and involves the development of a system to transport containers and bulk cargo from the port of Tema to Burkina Faso and other landlocked countries via the Volta Lake. An additional port to be constructed at the termination point of the Tema and Pakadan railway line will facilitate the embarkation and disembarkation of cargo from Tema and Debre. The Debre inland port is expected to contribute to the infrastructural development of Ghana with a positive domino effect on transportation, jobs creation, rural development, revenue generation, and many other benefits. The entire project is expected to be fully operational by 2025. Speaking at the sword cutting ceremony, Vice President Bawumia underscored the importance of the project, especially for the movement of goods, cross-border trade, and preservation of Ghana's roads.
Easing the congestion of clearing goods from Tema will be one of the main objectives for this project, an industrial park. Using the Volta Lake, vessels will transport goods and containers in transit from the Tema port. These containers will be moved by rail to trucks to Akwamu, Kranchi, and then loaded onto barges to the Debre inland port. In Debre, operating at full capacity like Tema with all the attendant facilities, containers will be offloaded and put on trucks to continue their journey further into the sub-region. All services such as customs, transit clearances will be provided as pertains to any international port.
He said the $200 million inland marine port and the $250 million industrial park will address a myriad of issues that continue to plague the movement of goods in Ghana and to our neighbors in the sub-region.
The over 30,000 trucks annually moving goods to the landlocked countries of the northern boundary of Ghana will be taken off the roads, at least most of the roads. The total monetized benefit for the intervention encompasses a reduction in generalized cost comprising vehicle operating cost and travel time, carbon emission reduction in the transportation cost, and reduction in post-harvest losses.
Dr. Bawumia emphasized that industrial parks such as the one at Debre signal business readiness in any given context, serving production and manufacturing needs for mutually beneficial businesses and industries. Present at the ceremony were the Minister of Transport, Honorable Kuku Furisiama, Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Samuel Abujinapo, Director General of the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority, Michael Luguje, and representatives of the government of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger.
The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority has since 2004 complied with and committed itself to the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, also known as MARPOL, by establishing the provision of port reception facilities and services through concessionary arrangements with private sector operators. This arrangement ensures that ships calling Ghana's ports are able to legally dispose of their waste ashore rather than illegally discharging them into the marine environment. GPHA, in collaboration with the Port Environmental Network Africa, PENAF, has organized a 3-day workshop for the various operators of the port reception facilities to upgrade their skills and capacity to perform efficiently and sustainably. The executive coordinator of PENAF, Dr. Harry Barnes Daban, said the training is necessary for the operators to catch up with contemporary developments at the global level.
A year from now, what I anticipate should happen is that they are able to have good collaboration, they are able to have good data on the waste they're collecting, the strips of waste, what they're processing, and also even their operational processes, and also what they discharge. I'm expecting to see that this one becomes huge for them, and then we can also begin to see good technological investment in what they are doing, because they now understand that if we separate the waste, for example, we are taking damage from the environment, and then converting plastics, for example, reusing, recycling into other things, they are helping for the economy.
Participants of the program shared their experiences.
The program is very interesting. We've learned a lot, that we are building up our capacity to do more to help the sea environment. The things that I learned, I'll go and impact it to my colleagues at the plant and my subordinates.
It's good that we have this 3 days training. It has equipped me to know exactly what the MARPOL or the port reception facility in the port, what to do and what not to do. Yeah, in this seminar, I think it should be organized periodically so that it can equip the operations or the participants within the port.
A 22-member delegation from the Naval War College, Nigeria, has paid a study visit to the port of Tema to have a first-hand experience of the security systems in place at the port. The visit forms part of a wider visit by faculty members and participants to be familiarized with the socio-political, economic, and military institutions of Ghana. The delegation and their Ghanaian participants from the Port Security Department engaged in a fruitful exchange on common security challenges with respect to the marine environment. They were educated on the threats to the security of the port and proactive measures continually taken to ensure the ports of Ghana are safe and secure for business. The Port Security Manager, Colonel Emmanuel Nyante, briefed the delegation of GPH's commitment to work closely with key security stakeholders towards optimum security at the port.
Right from the level of national security down to the individual, the consciousness of the threat, terrorist threat, is now ripe and everybody is on the lookout. For us at the port here, we have various agencies who help in intelligence gathering. We have our sea patrols. They constantly patrol the waters up to anchorage. We have the Navy in support. They also support us with patrols beyond the anchorage. Right at the port here, we have our CCTV cameras, we have our drones, and some of our personnel have body-worn cameras, all in the bid to look out for suspicious activity.
According to the team lead, Rear Admiral Akinwande. The visit is even more necessary considering the need for stronger cooperation among security agencies within West and Central Africa amid security threats in the sub-region.
We are all aware that the Gulf of Guinea has is experiencing a lot of maritime security threats. So it's indeed in our interest that the navies within the region and indeed other maritime stakeholders will come together, synergize our various efforts such that we can achieve a common understanding of the threat before us.
Now let us take our attention to the global scene and pick a few port, shipping, maritime related news. Hundreds of dock workers at one of Britain's largest container ports will be balloted for strike action in a dispute over pay and conditions, a union representing them said on Tuesday, threatening disruption to supply chains. Staff from a range of sectors, including rail and aviation, have resorted to strikes as pay hikes fail to keep up with British inflation, which reached a 40-year peak of 9.1% in May. The Unite Union said more than 500 dock workers at MDHC Container Services, part of Peel Ports in Liverpool, would be asked to vote over industrial action after a 7% pay offer was deemed inadequate and workers were not given an agreed bonus. Construction is underway on the first shore power installation specifically designed to handle container ships. The demonstration project is being built at the Port of Hamburg, initially serving 2 of the terminals, and is due to enter an initial test phase in 2023. The Hamburg City Council authorized the project at the end of 2021 as part of the city's overall plan to improve air quality and begin dramatically reducing greenhouse gas emissions by 2025. All right, up next is your word of the day, a segment we have introduced to define words that we commonly use in this industry so you can get familiar with them. Today's word is Beth. Your word of the day is Beth. Beth. It is a designated place within a harbor assigned to a vessel when anchored, awaiting discharge or loading of cargo. It's now time to take a look at the schedule of vessels that have berth in the ports of Tema and Takoradi, and those at anchorages of those ports and those expected in the coming weeks. You'd also have the Bank of Ghana exchange rates, which you may need to know to clear your cargo with. All right, this is where we draw the curtains on today's edition of Iron Port. We hope you've been informed and educated. Remember, you can always channel your concerns, complaints, recommendations through this platform for addressing. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Iron Port, to view all the content we show you on here and many more. Thank you for watching.